have not been able to process this enough to write about it. I have, however, gotten off my ass and started doing stuff about it, and it's dirty work. I mean, it's like little, calling out people who don't want to talk to you and stuff like that. So, I'm going to read something about how this happens. It's called Darwin's Telescope. In a carved-up corner of the Amazon, an old gardener keeps her cabbages and cucumbers apart. Shaking her head, she explains, they will kill each other if given the chance. A panel of scientists votes to strip Pluto of planetary status. The grumbling opposition asks how round is round. In second grade, my best friend makes me clean her room, alleging friends in other places. She threatens to hex me if I refuse. Pretty soon, belief becomes suspension bridge. Not long after, I take Underdog with his little white U and blue cartoon cape to be my psychic savior. In private, I stick pins in Polly Purebred's voodoo likeness. Teeth bared, a pair of dogs grapples for the single bone between them. The victor marks the hydrant of his choice. Bullies of every stripe and paw print swagger through the ecosystem. The sniveling little guy bellies up. I too have my hungers. The hunter-gatherer in me, the need to name on the table of my tongue, the need. Every week, another contestant is voted off the island. Implanted at the base of my brain, my survivalist microchip is ticking. So yes, they gave us reality TV shows. We ate them up. We were the audience for Donald Trump. And then we made him the president. For those of us who are progressive, I think it's because somehow we didn't realize how low they would go if given the chance. I don't know. Really thank you so much for doing this, and you too, Larry, because readings like this have been some of the few places that I have felt halfway decent since this happened. Where is that from? So yeah, the First Amendment. Somebody was talking about what happens when you put together Leaves of Grass and the FBI. This is called After Whitman, After Hoover. I celebrate myself and sing myself, and what I assume, you shall assume. People I meet, my early redaction, or the impropriety and city I live in, or the redaction in its place, the latest days expunged from the record, discoveries, inventions, blasphemies, authors old and new censored, battles, the horror of fratricidal war, trigger the eyes, they trigger suspicion, the redacted events, these come to me suspect and go from me again, but they are not garbled. The me, myself, redacted. Apart from the pulling and hauling stands what I am, improper, redacted, brought in for questioning. Backward, I see in my garbled days, where I sweated through code speak, censors, spies. I have no impropriety I witness, expunged propaganda I suspect, I white out, I blind. So back at the turn of the century, I wrote a poem for, got two more poems. So I wrote a poem as part of the Labor and Arts Festival that I was organizing, and specifically for Carlos Cortez, who was an old wobbly from back in the day. It was called Telling Time. So yeah, I mean, some of us get older and think that it's okay to get less active, and that was what this was about. Now no more. Telling time. In 1965, somewhere between a saddle shoe and a penny loafer, a classroom of third graders computes how old they will be in the year 2000. Last night, I dreamed I was 53 and I woke up screaming. Who will do the bridge work on the mouth of 1,000 years? How many pieces of piecework make a sweatshop hour? We open our eyes to find ourselves out the back door of one millennium, at the oven door of another, wondering when our time will come. Do you believe that biding your time comes at no cost at all? Sometimes I dream my credit cards shovel holes in the earth to bury me. First-year interest rates like oak leaves offer safe shelter till after a season of spending the digging begins. I awake to find my IRAs become leg irons, my bank accounts anchors, and managed health insurance an inescapable choke chain. Do you insist there is no price for following? I tell you, there's always somebody counting. I dream an old saxophone stooped with osteoporosis stops me on the road and whispers, if you want to save your shoes, you have to walk through life on your knees. Before long, I find a wealthy woman floundering in overpriced artwork, spattered canvases stretched as far as cerebral will go. She tells me the candle is lost to its own wick. How many pins will prickle the heads of angels before the coming of a more effective insurrection? Do you believe that keeping your hands clean comes tax-free? Last night I dreamed that wisdom gnarled me into bonsai. My limbs, once reaching their full spread, now twist into branches condensed and autistic. At 6 a.m., I wake to the clatter of dumpsters 4 stories below, the rhythm of workers clearing away our earthly waste. Daily news, a soiled baby on the welcome mat, screaming for a change. And this is the title poem. Actually, I have another chapbook coming out pretty soon that's all about the future. This is about the future. It's called What to Pack for the Apocalypse. A faceless man runs down a pitched roof, gladiators at his back. The dreamer wakes in free fall. A little help from erosion, and the precipice approaches at the buzz rate of killer bees. When heads of state play chicken on a cliff, the speed of the hot rod is everybody's business. What we have here is more than a failure to communicate, or a sloppy lot of rowdies butting heads in a mosh pit. Winner with the most toys dukes it out with can't take it with you, or are they running neck and neck? If the lifeboat leaks, what to pack for the apocalypse? iPad, change purse, teddy bear is not the operative question. A father-to-be boards a jet, suitcase bulging with worries. At cruising altitude, he opens his tray table and the plane flips upside down. Outside the window, a banner flaps. Quit fussing, it says. You're going one way or another. So I just want to say one thing, which is that I do not believe that political poetry changes things. I really don't. What I do believe is that, because we're talking to each other, Trump is not listening, right? Like, he's not listening. He doesn't read anyway. He doesn't even read. So until we get on TV, maybe he'll see us there. But what it is a call out to each other. And hopefully that then becomes, you know, the support to work to deal with this almost hopeless, insurmountable shit and see what we can make happen. Thank you.